Let's go. Go, dang. Oh, yes.
Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN tomorrow night. Celtics and Heat Celtics encouraging the visiting team to practice moderation tonight in South Beach. You want to have fresh legs. That fall begins at 8:30, countdown at 8 o'clock. Miami will be without Kyle Lowry again. He's game 1. Hasn't scored him down so far in the playoff. He's 2-3 with Lowry in the line, 6-0 when he sits. Hey, you're doing your part. Don't rush back. Celtics won 2 of 3 regular season matchups with Miami. He averages 92 points per game in the 3 games. Fewest against any opponent. Jimmy Butler missed one of those 2 losses. Jim's back now, and he's record beat. Familiar playoff foes for sure. This will be the 5th time they've met since 2010. He'd have won 3 of 4, all under Eric Spoelstra. He can become the first coach to knock the Celtics out of the playoffs 4 times. Twice with LeBron, twice without. Celtics on the task at hand.
It's the playoffs, and I feel like the deeper that you go, it always, it's more intense, it's physical. Even though the first one was very physical for us, it's not going to be any different. Both teams play hard, but both teams defensively are tops in the league, or one of the best for sure. So, that's what it is at this point. It's just a given that both teams are going to go hard.
Nick Friedel on assignment in Miami because, somebody had to draw the short straw. He is with us on SportsCenter. Nick, the Celtics, they have a lot of dudes, right? But chief among them is Jason Tatum. He was a problem for the Bucks. He is going to be a problem for the Heat. How is it Miami plans to defend him so he's not that big a problem?
John, everybody is coming at Tatum. PJ Tucker is going to start on him. Jimmy Butler is going to switch on him. He's going to see Bam Adebayo a lot. But Butler made it very clear as we talked to him this afternoon. They are going to give him the same look that they gave Trae Young in the first round, that they gave James Harden and Joel Embiid in the second round. The Heat are not going to allow Jason Tatum to beat them. And they know they've got to throw everything at him in order to make that happen. But I thought it was interesting listening to Jimmy. He's somebody who's gone against Kobe, against LeBron, against Kevin Durant. And he gave Tatum the ultimate compliment, saying he is one of the best in the league. This is a challenge that Jimmy Butler and PJ Tucker
Tatum gonna whoop you.
Always helps when you are not scared. Miami, they're a finalist team in the bubble. Last year they bowed early. They're back in the conference finals again this time around. I don't know if that's changed how they view things, if they talk about their mindset coming into this series.
They are very confident. John, they know a lot of people have already counted them out. They don't have that superstar level talent, at least in the league's eyes, because Jimmy has always been a touch below. But they're coming into this feeling like nobody can beat us if we're playing at our defensive best. And I can tell you have been around a lot of teams through the years, around this Heat team the last few weeks. They know who's counting them out. They know who's writing them off, and they're using it as fuel. But their belief in themselves is unbelievable. This is a team that has the heart of a title contender, and they know in order to get to where they want to go, they've got to go through the Celtics. Jimmy Butler's channel is a personal Ric Flair. He said, in order to beat the best, you got to go through the best to make it happen. All that was missing was a woo at the end. But the Heat are ready, and they know they can get it done because they know that Jimmy Butler is playing at the highest level of his career.
Game day is tomorrow. Nick Friedel from his palatial hotel studio. You can take the do not disturb sign off the door and get on with the rest of your evening. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
All right, guard the ball, guard the three-point line. The 4 teams remaining in the NBA playoffs. They were the top 4 scoring defenses in the NBA season. They were the top 4 in opponent three-point field goal percentage. The first time the top 4 defenses in the league, the last 4 teams remaining since 1966. And that's when they had only 9 teams. We had a better shot at it. Bottom down. 10 minutes. All right, to graduate. Mavericks taking on the Suns from behind the arc as well. Series starts Wednesday. Steph Curry has never played against the Mavericks in the postseason. But man, has he haunted them with some clutch shots during the regular season for Dallas. December 11, 2013. We're tied at 93. 20 to go. Curry capping a 33-point night. A little pump fake. Gets Sean Marion off his feet. I'm not sure I like this defensive matchup, Kev. I don't know if I want to switch here. Gets the jumper with a second and a half remaining. I feel like we should take a second look at it here. Yep, Curry still good. Ball still went in. Oracle crowd. That's the old gym. Yeah, they're all happy about that after the clutch jump. Less than 4 months later, we're still in 2013. No, we're into 2014. Yep, April 1st on April Fool's in Dallas. Game tied at 120. We're in overtime. Curry. It's contested. We're stepping back. Stepping back over. We have a Jose Calderon sighting. Twice, yeah. Only a tenth of a second remaining. Curry,
Western Conference.
the Mavericks fan. Celebrating another Iguodala.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Warriors and Mavs. Mavericks. Warriors. Yeah, they also play tomorrow.
Give us a bit more. January 3rd, 2018. We're inside of 10 kicks, tied at 122. You know why I think he's going to get it, Steph? There you go. 3-pointer over Dirk Nowitzki with 3 seconds to go.
Suns and Warriors in the finals.
Win in Dallas. Golden State would win the title for the 3rd time in 4 years. Now they're back for the 6th time in 8 years in that final. Golden State 5-point favorite in game 1. A minus.
My repair, my skin cells.
It's 250 favorite to advance to the NBA Finals. We said for the 6th time in the last 8 seasons. The Warriors also currently the favorite to win the NBA Finals. According to Sportsbook and our producer Marco, who's taking all bets. Here are the dubs today on the task at hand.
It's a tough matchup. We obviously know we have to be prepared on both ends, and we got to be locked in on, our game plan, understanding that things will change as the series goes on once we get a better feel of what it's like in the playoffs, series game after game. But in the Western Conference Finals, figure it out. Try to protect home court like we've done, so far this playoff run, and get off to a good start.
They pose a really unique threat and put a lot of pressure on you. And obviously, Doncic is a tremendous player and can reach you in a lot of different ways and really smart. I think very similar to Harden in that regard. So you got a big challenge.
Warriors and Mavs, NBA champion Matt Barnes knows a little bit about that matchup. All right, so Matt, Steve Kerr is watching Game 7 last night, and he's watching Luka go for 35 and 30 minutes. Given Golden State's personnel, the most effective way to defend Doncic is how?
Oof.
Good luck with that. I'm not going to be able to give you any top-notch G14 classified secrets. Luke is playing at a high level right now, and as great as the Warriors defense is they're going to go multiple looks at Luke. And as Seth mentioned in that clip, it's a game of runs and it's a game of adjustments in particular. Jason Kidd did a great job last year to make the adjustments to balance the defense to slow down Phoenix's offense. So on the Golden State Warriors side, look to have multiple different guys guard him. But I think the key is understanding that Luka is going to do what Luka does, just as Steph Curry is going to do what Steph Curry does. The Warriors defense is going to have to focus on the role players such as Jalen Brunson and Spencer Dinwiddie, who had a really big game 7, to try to slow those guys down, because I don't know if there's anyone in the world that can stop Luka right now. All three of those guys really balled out in game 7. So that we know the Warriors play fast, which lends itself to more possessions and in theory more turnovers. But they turned it over 17 times in game 6 and 22 times in game 5. How do they fix those issues coming into this series? With their high pace, they are susceptible of turning the ball over more. But those last 2 particular games, they turned it over a lot. I think they were just sloppy and careless with the ball. And obviously, I think that's Steve Kerr back reminding these guys. It was something that Draymond had spoke on, Coach Brown had spoke on as well. But you can't have turnovers like that at this point, particularly live ball turnovers, to give Luka another chance at the basket. So that's something I'm sure the Warriors are focusing on, understanding that they do actually get a shot at the basket. There's a good chance it's going to go in. So they definitely have to cut those turnovers down in the Western Conference Finals. Dallas won 3-4 for the Warriors during the regular season. Game 1 is Wednesday in Frisco. That's coming back next hour to talk about the ungodly number of threes Boston took in their Game 7 win. We'll talk about them.
No rest for the weary as the Celtics will begin the Eastern Conference Finals with the Heat tomorrow night in Miami. The Heat have had more rest than since last Thursday when they finished off the Sixers in 6 games. There's some postseason scoring leaders. Jimmy Butler has played excellent. He missed some time, but he's averaging almost 30 points a game. Tyler Hero averaged over 20 in the regular season. He's down to under 14. Bam Adebayo has played well for them, and then you got a couple of guards there who can fill it up. From time to time, we're bringing it back on here with Chris Mannix. So first overall, 10,000 feet, overview thoughts of this series.
I feel very good about the Celtics' chance of winning this series. Better than I felt about their chances of winning the Milwaukee series. Miami's playing great, but you saw the numbers there. Jimmy Butler is the engine that drives that offense. And the Celtics are equipped to defend a player like that. You've got Marcus Smart. You've got Jaylen Brown. You've got wing defenders you can throw at him and mix things up. And as I said at the top of the show, they have found ways to limit the production and limit the efficiency of the best player.
Yeah, definitely high confidence going into that's the
if they just make Jimmy Butler efficient, I don't think Miami has the offensive weaponry to make up for that, especially with Kyle Lowry.
I don't want to be overconfident. That's the problem. And then we are like underdogs for us, right? It's like we are like Celtics or Bucks or seeing us. Now we are seeing them, and from experience, never underestimate that. Just you should take that. They play harder. He's they're gonna come like a dog mentality, like really hound us because they're like scared. That's how Celtics played his Bucks. We really played our ass off, like, because we were like, fuck, even if we give up. Yeah. Now he will come with that energy and you cannot even one hero, but against 2-3 players in that team, or give us shit, give us trouble. They're good at stealing. Even PJ Tucker used to be a Bucks guy. Last year, won a championship with them.
If he had been healthy, would have rivaled Marcus Smart for defensive player.
Their defense is good.
Not going to be easy for us. But they'll throw a box in one. They'll play zone against you. They'll mix things up and make you have to adjust to them. So I think over the last day or so, the Celtics have been focused on that, making sure that when Miami switches, they're prepared for it.
Okay, this is sort of leads to the next question. Can we take anything away from the bubble series that we had 2 years ago? I think the Celtics were more talented 2 years ago. Heat were tougher, better coached, better defensively, and all those things so it can start to show us ready. But it wasn't a talent thing. Now, I think the talent gap's even bigger now than it was 2 years ago. But all those other things, have the Celtics closed the gap in those things? And I'll just start with one thing. In that series, a freaking zone, just a zone defense slowed the Celtics down and, helped them lose that series. If the Heat do something as simple as go zone in this series, do the Celtics, are they more equipped now to figure that out?
I think they are much better equipped than they were in the bubble. If I'm not mistaken, Gordon Hayward missed like half that series then, kind of looked like he gave up in the second half of that one. You still had Kemba Walker out there playing for the Celtics. This team is much deeper, much stronger, much better offensively, and much tougher. I mean, one thing Jaylen Brown said, and I think went unnoticed at the end of that Milwaukee series, he said, this series with Milwaukee prepared us for Miami. When I talked to people within the Celtics organization before the playoffs about the teams they might play, when they brought up Miami, they said their physicality gives us problems. They play physical against us, and we don't always match that. You can't get more physical than what you saw against Milwaukee. That was a boxing match. That was 7 rounds of fighting. Bodies on the floor, bruised bones everywhere, guys all kinds of banged up. The Celtics are going to be prepared for the physicality Miami brings. And if they just match that, again, I'm feeling very confident in this team. I feel like it's a 6-ish game type series.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say just real quick, back in the bubble, the boxing match was in the Celtics locker room. I remember it was Marcus Smart, hey, y'all, that BS, you know, they had a locker room.
They didn't love Hayward, but they love Hayward's effort.
And it shocked me that Hayward was not available for half of the series. Yeah, that was pretty much the story of Gordon Hayward in Boston. I want to hear your top 5 players.
Hayward, Rob.
Who you got? Top 5.
I look at Jason Tatum, number 1. That's pretty clear. Jimmy Butler, number 2. He's having a great postseason. 3 was tough. I mean, I think Bam Adebayo as a two-way player is just a tick, a hair better than Jaylen Brown. But Jaylen Brown played really well against Milwaukee. So you can interchange those two. And then Marcus Smart, they firmly entrenched at number 5. Tyler Hero in the regular season might have given him a run for his money, but he has not been the same player in the playoffs. He has not looked like the 6th man of the year. If he's not shooting the ball well, Miami is dead in the water in this series. I can't emphasize that enough. They don't have option B, C, and D offensively. If Jimmy Butler doesn't get it going and Kyle Lowry is out, that team offensively is in a world of trouble.
Is Jimmy Butler a superstar?
I mean, I consider the top 3 guys, top 4 guys in the NBA superstars. Jimmy Butler is an all-star. He's maybe an all-NBA.
Is he a second all-NBA, third all-NBA guy?
This year, no, maybe 3rd. I haven't really thought too deeply on that one, but maybe 3rd, but probably, if there was a 4th team, he'd definitely be on that one. He's in the mix for that 3rd team. One thing he does, though, he's kind of like Chris Paul at Chris Paul's best. He gets to his spots when he wants to. He will always shoot from the spot he wants to shoot at. So denying him those spots, making sure he doesn't get to his right hand, get to the basket, create offense for others, that's going to be key for the Celtics.
So, I mean, it's different than anything they've played or probably will play. You know,
But Grant Williams and Butler is game over.
Giannis can take over and win a game by himself.
Game over.
You get to the next round, Luka Doncic or Steph Curry can take over and win a game by himself. Jimmy Butler, I don't think
No,
can.
that's why
You think he can, Mike? Yeah. I mean, listen, he had for 46. He did in the finals. Remember that bubble series? So they beat the Celtics. He goes against the Lakers with Anthony Davis, shocking, a healthy.
No way, Marcus.
Good afternoon, Coach, and everyone. We'll take the first question from John Corrales.
Amy, you talk a lot about giving multiple looks, throwing a lot of different looks at teams. Miami is a team that can do that a lot. They have a lot of different looks, especially with the zone. Given that historically your team hasn't handled the zone very well, how do you prepare for all of those possibilities in such a short term?
You know, that's one of their wrinkles defensively. A team that used it quite a bit compared to other teams. I think more so than us struggling against the zone, we struggled a little bit earlier in the year, but I felt we found our groove later and did really well against it. Where teams that tried it scored pretty easily and they got out of it. So we have multiple sets that we love to run against zone. And for us, getting clean looks, and sometimes it's differentiated between making and missing a wide open shot. I feel that's a good possession for them. And if you make it, they're out of the zone. So something we'll prepare for. We have quite a few clips with them running zone and looking ways to attack it.
Bobby Manning.
Oh my God.
What's the plan going to be for Bobby recently in the series? He's kind of where's the end? How do you envision his role playing out in this series after being seven there? How is Marcus doing after taking that big spill?
Yeah, Rob is available just like he was last night. Mentioned he'd be on a needed basis, and he's available, no minute restriction. You know, I'm always going to be a little bit cautious. The guy's coming off with a layoff without touching the court, but it's a little bit different starting a new series as opposed to getting injected into game 7, or game 6, or whatever the case was before. But he's available, looking better every day. Get more confident in that. Regarding Marcus, he took a pretty bad fall. He got bent up. He has a mid-foot sprain, and pretty tender and sore right now. But we'll get him around the clock treatment, and right now he'll be listed as question.
George and Nessa?
Yeah.
Hey, we saw as you went from the Nets series into the Bucks series, after that shot that gets in the defense of where Milwaukee has. But now we're going from Milwaukee to Miami. A lot of really good potential teams. I feel that's prepared you guys to go into this series and get started on it.
Yeah, we obviously the defense picked up in the last series, and Miami's playing at a high level on that end, especially more so in the playoffs. And so we just talked about that. And, with the group, we mentioned every series is different. That initial moment of change, I don't think we handled it the best against Milwaukee, and we want to do obviously a better job coming into game 1 here tomorrow. So something we are very conscious of and talked about. Know the difference is. We played them twice early and played them once recently, so I know the team pretty well, but I would say it's more traditional in what they're doing on both sides of the ball than a team like Milwaukee can play like that. They don't go even Durant to some extent, but they do have a lot of wrinkles that they'll throw. Extremely well coached team that's not going to beat them. We played in the crowd too much, I don't think our decision.